Hey, yo, what's up, guys? Just gonna set the stage real quick. Look how beautiful it looks outside. Look at that. It's absolutely gorgeous out here. So I want to make a real quick one. Just talking about the three types of nut. Three types of busting that you could be partaking in. And what they tell you about yourself. And how you can grow from it. Because ultimately, that is the entire purpose of semen retention. Semen retention is not supposed to be one of those things that you just do the entirety of your life. Okay, if we all did that, which we could, we'd be dead probably within 50 years. Society would collapse. It would be no fun for everybody because we need babies. So this draw to retaining, where does that even come from? Well, it's always been about your energy. It's always about your vibration. What I mean by that, and with the three types, so the first type is straight goon maxing. Okay? You have almost no control over your sexual urges. You have all this energy. We all get the same amount of energy every single day. It flows into you, and you're not exactly sure what to do with it. So you turn to gooning. You turn to watching pornography, because everything that you can turn to in this world outside of you, this simulation outside of you, it's all just trying to draw you in. It's trying to draw your energy out of you so you can dissipate it. So whether it's endless amounts of hours on Netflix just consuming, whether it's endless amounts of hours in the gym just, working away, but you're not really working on anything else in your life, you're just spending all your time, all your energy on that, whether it is just going out to the bars, filling your time, your consciousness, your awareness with drinking and some of these other habits. That's really what that one is. It's this lack of internal self-control of your energy, so you always have to dissipate it. Now, level 2 is you can get some bitches. You can get some bitches, but you have to hunt them down. You're going on the dating apps. Sure, you can pull women. Sure, you can talk to women. You can go out with them. You could splurge, go on cute little dates. But the second you bust a nut, that little bit of post-nut clarity hits you, and you're like, I don't know who the fuck you is. You better get out my house. I don't need you here anymore. Right? How many of you guys have done this before? That's what turned me on to semen retention. It wasn't goon maxing. It was, shit, I could get pussy, but it's not really fulfilling anymore. It's not something that I want. What I'm seeking is love. I want somebody to hold me. I want somebody to share in this amazing experience, this journey through life with me. But I'm just intoxicated at the moment. I'm addicted to sex because it feels good. And so you pour all of your time, all your energy into that. And then the last one is internally busting. This is what I like to refer as with semen retention, where you start to turn away from lustuous consumption of the world and you turn inward. And I want, just for a second, I want you to imagine that your soul is up in the sky above you, right? They're on this little platform. They drop a bowling ball, and that bowling ball, it's going to fall straight down, and it's going to hit the ground, and that's the bullseye. That is ultimate alignment. That is, you are doing, you are being, you are acting from the state of being of your highest version of yourself. Now, why I like this analogy is because that's a rather small spot that it's going to hit, and it's going to hit the same spot every time. But when you fill your day with things that aren't of this, you're going to hit somewhere else around the ring, some other part of the target. And so when you are filling your day with endless consumption of pornography or endless consumption in any facet, you're going to be on one of the outer rings because it's no longer a piece of your highest version of self. Your highest version of self doesn't need to endlessly consume material on the outside. Rather, it creates from the inside. And so that's what draws a lot of us into the whole semen retention journey in the first place, is you start to realize, hey, I'm dissipating a lot of this energy, but I feel like shit. And why do I feel like shit? Because that feeling inside of you, that feeling of shit, is indicative of the energy that you are emitting to the world outside of you. You're emitting the energy of lack. You are emitting that energy of fear, of apathy, like, hey, I don't really care about anything in this world. You know, things are just, they're not going my way, and I'm going to complain. I'm going to sit here and, you know, anytime that emotional feeling rises up inside of me, that angst that I should go and do something, instead, I'm going to use that energy to go and do what I know, which is gooning. Or you use that same energy, and like I said, maybe you can get women, maybe you can partake in sex, but it's not fulfilling sex. Okay? I want all of us to get to the bullseye spot. Because the bullseye spot, it doesn't matter whether you're having sex or whether you're practicing semen retention. You are what you are. I am that I am. You are being the highest version of yourself. Some of the happiest individuals I've ever met in my life do not partake in semen retention. They don't. And they're wildly attractive individuals. But that sex that they have is loving. It is fulfilling. It is nurturing to their soul because it is a sharing of an experience with somebody else. They are growing. They are expanding their worldview and their consciousness and their awareness. And so they do it, and they don't have any shame attached to it. That's one of the biggest things that I want to get across with any type of semen retention content is it's not about releasing attachment to just the pornography. It's about releasing attachment to needing to bust a nut. So you can now consciously control that energy that is within you and to channel it, to focus it into a direction that puts you into higher alignment with your soul. Because you were not put here to endlessly consume content online. You were not put here to endlessly chase women. Maybe a couple of us, maybe that's our ultimate purpose, is to just be players our entire life and have sex our entire life. And for those people, that's great. Go and do that. That's your highest alignment. But for the most of us, there's some other purpose that we are here to fulfill. There is something that we, as a piece of the whole, a part of the collective, we are here to fulfill for the collective. And your fans are waiting for you. The people that are going to be your best clients are waiting for you to get into alignment and start acting from that state of being, and then they will materialize out of thin air as part of your journey. But the easiest way to get back into alignment is to start pruning some of the activities that we have partaken in that draw us out of alignment. I'm all game. I'm all game. I'm here. I'm here for the fun times, okay? So like a little bit of gooning here and there, go for it. All right? You want to go out and drink your brains out for a couple of years? Go for it. You want to get addicted to meth and crack and smoke cigarettes every single day? You want to go down that path? Go for it. And you want to know why? It's because sometimes you have to hit the bottom before you can start rising towards the top. And there's no better way to do that than speed running addictions. You get an addiction and you do it, and it feels good in the present moment. But then when you don't have it present in your life, you start to feel that state of lack. You start to feel like you're not fulfilled. And so over enough time of doing this, you start to realize that that has now become your base state, and you need that addiction in order to just feel normal. And then you finally turn off the tap. You're like, I can't do this anymore. I can't have this thing in my life because it's lowering how I feel naturally throughout the day. And that's when you start to grow and you start to prune some of these addictions. But you have to have the addiction in the first place to then have the realization, and then you can grow through understanding, and then you can begin to love yourself by pouring your energy into things that take your base state from here and they bring it up here. They make you feel better. And so the only thing that I really want to impart is that semen retention, it's not about counting the days. It's never been about counting the days. In fact, counting the days is just another addiction. You went from one end of the pendulum where you can't stop gooning to the other end. You're still obsessed with it. You're still obsessed with sex. You can't stop thinking about it. You know how I know you can't stop thinking about it? Because you're fucking counting the days. The entire point of semen retention is to release attachment to sex. Release attachment to having those urges fulfilled. And so then you can sit with that uncomfortable nature. And from that state, you can ask yourself, what would be fulfilling? What can I channel my energy into? What can I create? What can I become? Without this, ask yourself the question, what if you were to die alone? Uncomfortable, right? What if you were to never have sex again and you died alone? Would your life stop? Would you cease to exist? Would everything outside of you just crumble away? Would nothing matter? Or would you have to become something? What if that was the test that God gave you? What if that was the one where he said, hey, you know what? You are here to do amazing, miraculous things. You are here to propel all of humanity forward. But it's not with your loins. You need to release attachment to that, and you need to focus your energy. You need to channel it elsewhere. Elsewhere is where your highest version of yourself is. Would you be okay swallowing that pill? It's uncomfortable. It's a very uncomfortable pill to swallow. But it's one that leads to expansive growth in your life when you can finally master your sexuality. Because that's what I'm asking of you. Not just with the gooning portion, not just with retaining your seed, but on the flip side of it, not counting the days. I want you to ask yourself the question, is the version of you that counts days the same as the version of you that has conquered lust entirely? Because I've met people that have conquered lust. I'm one of those where I don't need to go out and have sex, but I don't count the days. I don't even think about it. It doesn't even cross my mind. But if a woman comes in and I don't have any attachment to outcome, I don't have any attachment to sex, I can actually be present. I can have a conversation. I can I can have a good time, right? We can go out, we can have a dinner together, we can go bowling, we can go to an arcade, we can do any list of fun activities and do it and share that experience with somebody else. That's what you want to get to. Not this incel behavior, because that's kind of what it is, where it's like, you know what? I'm on semen retention, so I'm not going to go have sex with any women, so I'm not going to go on any dates, I'm not going to talk to any girls, because I'm not interested in girls. You shut the fuck up. You absolutely are interested in girls. You're using semen retention as a cope. You're using it as a cope to not talk to women, because you can't get women, because you don't realize how to talk to them. I'm going to give you the secret sauce. You want to know how to impress any woman that you run into? You want to know how to talk to any woman? It's by being yourself. It's by talking about the things that you are passionately making love to in life. In life. Other than them cheeks. You want to get them in bed? Talk about everything else other than sex. Impress them with your soul. Impress them with your mind. Impress them with your movement. Impress them with your interests and your hobbies and the things that breathe life into your life. That's how you talk to the chicks. But hiding from life and calling it semen retention and counting days just to get some physical benefits, that it's like a fugazi, okay? I'm going to level with you guys. Most of the creators that talk about semen retention on here don't know how to talk to girls. They just don't know how to talk to girls, okay? And they're scared of women. They're scared of putting themselves out there. They're scared of rejection. So they have to come up with a new set of benefits all the time. They got to come up with, oh, well, if you do it for 10 days, you're going to experience these benefits, just to get clicks, just to get likes, just to get followers on this app. That's what they're doing. They want to sell you a product, but they need you to subscribe. And instead of growing and instead of learning and instead of focusing their energy inward on becoming the best version of themselves, it's very easy to just cope and hide in the days that they've stayed celibate, as if that's some type of fucking trophy that you're going to win an award for on your deathbed. It's not. What you will win awards for is all the amazing things that you will channel your divine energy into and start creating when you release attachment to things. It's the same with sex. It's the same with nicotine. It's the same with weed. It's the same with alcohol. It's the same with consumption on any type of app. It's all draining. It takes your energy from you. And there will always be more ways to take your energy from you. There will always be another video. There will always be another drug. There will always be another activity that can draw you away from you. From you. But if you want to win at life, if you want to have the best life possible and have a lot of fun out here, you just have to figure out how to release attachment to things and their control of your emotional well-being. What I mean by that is your vibration, your energy, how you move through the day, how you interact with people is not dependent on if you goon. It's not dependent on if you're talking to a cute little honey. It's not dependent if you're busting nuts all over her fucking face. It's not dependent on any of that. No, it's about you. It's about your energy. It's about how you feel. And when you can master how you feel without needing anything outside of you to dictate that emotion for you, now you can start creating from the truest version of yourself because you've hit the bullseye. The bullseye is you spend your day doing the things that you enjoy doing, genuinely enjoy doing, creating consciously the reality that you want to be experiencing, irrespective of what anybody else is doing outside of you. Doesn't matter, single soul. And a part of that goes with it is shame. Big portion. I know there's a lot of guys, especially in the semen retention community, that they're scared of having sex again. They're scared of relapsing because they haven't conquered the one thing that they really need to be looking at, which is shame. They feel shame when they have sex because they attach shame to sex. They feel bad about it. They think it's unnatural, as if babies actually are delivered by a stork. And so the real conversation they need to have with themselves is not if sex leads to shame, but why they can't experience love when they have sex instead of shame when they have sex. And that's the final place. That's where you leave semen retention behind because you don't need it anymore. You just start acting from your highest version of self. And in that state, you don't look at a relationship. You don't look at a conversation with a woman with this attachment like, oh man, but I might have sex with her. Instead, you just get to know her. And if sex happens, you love it. You love every second of it. You're there for it. And you want to spend time with that person afterwards because you are sharing yourself with them instead of you're using them. You're using them just to bust a nut. That's where we need to get. Consciously making love to life instead of being fearful of experiencing life, instead of living in shame if you were to relapse. Okay? Release the shame attached to sex so you can start lovingly filling your life with more of it. Okay? Release your attachment to things like pornography and endless hookups because it's not fulfilling. Those are the things that for most people, myself being one of them, shame was attached because I knew that I wasn't in love with that person when I partook in the act. I was just doing it because it felt good. So find the things in your life that feel good when you're doing it and you feel good about afterwards. Fill your day with that. Get into alignment with that. And then the sex of your dreams, your dream person, they come as a package deal with that. Because that's what you're going to attract. That's what your energy will attract. If you love life, if you are living your life, if you're making love to life, you're going to attract people that are doing the exact same thing. And then you can have a beautiful, amazing relationship where you get to know them, you get to share your soul with them, and then if you choose to have sex, it is a joyous expansion. It is a great experience. I mean, or you can just keep gooning. I mean, it is what it is, right, baby? All right. I love you guys. Catch you around.